My name is German Salim Shible, and I specialize in American traditional tattooing. I prefer American traditional because it is one of the oldest forms of tattooing in the West. It is designed to last the longest in the skin. It is clean, it is quick, it reads from across the street. It clicked with me just because whenever I think of tattooing, like whenever I was a kid, that is the image that popped into my mind, is those symbols, you know. They're timeless, they're universal. I think if you're a creative person, and you know, there's a little bit of curiosity there. I got my first tattoo, and after that, I just want to learn more about how it's done. There's a very high barrier to entry into tattooing. The more I got told no, the more I wanted to do it. The more work I put into getting it. I got a late start in tattooing. I was around 27 when I got my first one, and I started probably a couple of years after that. What tattooing means to me is, aside from obvious self-expression, it is an avenue for, it's almost like healing for some people. It allows them to process through things. It allows them to become more of themselves. Every new tattoo that they get is like revealing a new part of themselves to the world, and I think that's amazing. Every time I get a new tattoo, it's like you're taking this large marble slab, you chip away at it. Each tattoo is another chip, and honestly, it feels like every time I get a new tattoo, it's revealing a new part of myself, and to be able to do that for other people is an amazing opportunity and experience. My favorite tattoo is probably the first tattoo I ever got. It's definitely the one I thought the most about, and I got it. It says DIY or die, and I got it just because no matter what, it's always going to be up to you. Like, to do the thing, you can't rely on anybody else, and that's not even in a negative way. Your life is so much easier when you know, take it upon yourself to accomplish something. Most memorable client. This isn't a story that happened to me. This happened to a co-worker at a shop I worked at, and I was tattooing at the time. I was tattooing a private place. I had the privacy screen up, so I only heard everything that was happening. I also smelled everything that was happening. He had a very distinct body odor, so we had to burn incense just to kind of clear the smell. And this poor girl, you know, like, her eyes were watering. Comes in, he wants Jesus on his chest, on his stomach. It's like, okay, cool, we can do that. But he wants Jesus in bubble letters. It's okay, we got this. He wants Jesus in bubble letters in camo. It's like, okay. But he doesn't want us to use anything but blue and green. So he's gonna have this jacked up looking atlas, spells out Jesus across his stomach. Alright, let's do it. Friend gets down to tattooing, and whenever you're tattooing someone, you want to make them feel comfortable, so you try to make a connection with them just to help alleviate, like, mitigate the pain and take their mind off stuff. So they start talking about Jesus, but just Jesus, nothing else. So my friend's like, okay, so we can't talk about, you know, religion. We can't talk about philosophy. He tries to connect with them. Friend's like, fuck, okay, well, can't do anything to this guy. To connect with them, he starts laughing. And he says, you know what, man? You're right. My friend perks up and he's like, oh yeah? Like, what about what I said? You know, did you connect with? And he's like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ghost. for the whole rest of the tattoo, he was laughing. He was having a conversation with this ghost. Apparently there were a few in the shop, and yeah, he had a great time, got the tattoo he wanted, and had a great conversation, just not with any of the people at the shop.